Hey, everybody. Hey, beautiful. I just thought I'd come live this morning with something that's on my mind that I'm thinking about. And it's after sharing in the community post that after a weekend experience of pushing myself so far into exhaustion, that I've come to the realization that this is not the way to go and I've got to change things a little bit or a lot. And the interesting thing that I want to kind of connect is that in the spiritual circles right now, there's a lot of talk about, moving from the 3D to the 5D, and that humanity is going through a period of change where the consciousness is rising and that we are here to transform and transmute and ascend and all these things, and that this is a critical moment in humanity. And it's not, although, I think and talk about God and consciousness and all that, that idea doesn't quite resonate with me. It's not my world, it's not my language, it's not my cup of tea, but I'm still open. And part of that transformation, when those spiritual speakers talk about it, is that some of the things of the 3D world, all the nonsense, if you will, that keeps us really down into the mud of humanity and emotions and different things, uh, is become more and more intolerable to a lot of us. Toxic relationships are no longer tolerable, and doing things that are inauthentic are no longer tolerable. And this is part of the change that we are apparently going through. And it's like, yeah, okay, I can see that this is happening in my life. And like I mentioned, this weekend I had this experience and I have this change in attitude toward caring for myself. And then I met an acquaintance and I started explaining and just relating my experience and how I had come to this realization that, hey, pushing yourself like that is nonsense. Like, I can't keep doing that to myself. I have custody of me and I have to start taking care of myself. And that pushing mode is not how, I don't think, is how, God intended us to live. God doesn't intend for us to twist ourselves into pretzels and to push ourselves to exhaustion so that we can live as who we are. And I had known this mentally, intellectually, conceptually, knowing that I should have been making those changes, taking better care of me, and I would always push it forward. It's like, yes, I know, and I will take care of it once this, and that are in place. Because right now, I just have to do this, and that to set myself up, to set up a business after my divorce so that I can be self sufficient and all that. Anyway, when I shared that with that friend, she listened and listened and listened to what I explained. And then she said, "This is so crazy because this is exactly what happened to me as well in the last few days. And I came to the same conclusion." And that made me think, huh, there is something right there, right now, in the energy, in the ether, an energy that is making people, more than just me, become aware of the nonsense of not caring for ourselves, for our body, for our mental health, for our spiritual health, for inner peace, and all that. And there's an energy going on that is available to others and that others are tapping into. And that is what this morning made me think, that shift in human consciousness, that feeling that tells us that some things are no longer acceptable, I think is actually something that is out there and that truly exists, and that there is a shift happening. And part of it is the idea or the action of taking care of ourselves, of honoring the vehicle that was given to us, of learning to trust that it's not by thinking that we have to do it all on our own because we have to figure out everything and there is no, even if we're alone in our lives, I mean a higher power, greater energy, God, the source, the field, the now, life, whatever you want to call it, that there is something else moving energy around and that we're part of it. And some of it, some part of us, we have to surrender to it. So I just wanted to share that we don't have to go into the big picture of all the consciousness stuff that we need to do. But this morning, my message is about highly sensitive people. I think we feel, well, we know we feel everything much more deeply. And I believe we have more of a difficulty. I'm not exactly sure how. I still have to put this together, but it's something that I mentioned before that I'm mulling over, this idea that we are victim and warrior at the same time. I'll expand on that another time, but we feel things so deeply. So I think we tend to have a lot of our life that is kind of self-destructive because of the depth of the feeling. And of course, I'm not talking about the good feelings now. I'm talking about the hard stuff. And so we are kind of really hard on our bodies. And it takes a lot of effort for some reason for us to start taking care of ourselves. And I know it's the same for a lot of people, but maybe everybody who is aware of that is actually highly sensitive or neurodivergent or something. Anyway, we're tuned in some measure. So I just wanted to say that I invite you to connect to that thing because I really think that it's out there right now. And I know that for me, it's like that connection from just conceptually knowing to actually feeling it. This weekend, like I shared on Sunday, I had a book signing in Scottsdale, and it was like a 2.5 hour drive. And I woke up that morning feeling so unwell, sick, nauseous, dizzy. Mouth was like cotton ball. How do you say that? Cotton mouth, whatever. Dry mouth, feeling like throwing up and all that. And I pushed myself. It's like I have a commitment. This is my book. I have to go. And I drove myself self there and prepared everything, my food, because I can't eat out because of canola oil allergy and all the preparation. And I just pushed myself. And throughout the day, I was kind of just negotiating with my body, telling it, just get. I was feeling so bad that I thought that my body might actually collapse that day. And yet I did all that and I negotiated with my body, telling it, just hang in there for a day and I'll talk to you. And anyway, in that moment, that extreme moment of pushing myself and not caring for myself this weekend, it connected with my heart and with my body saying, whoa, girl, this is nonsense, period. And it stops today. So back to the invitation, because I see that other people are talking about it and experiencing it, and that there are some realizations about, whoa, like this is the body, the vehicle we were given, and all the things that are nonsense that we need to detach or remove ourselves from in the world. That is one that we can right now address. So anyway, it's alive. It's not super clear, but I just wanted to share that I'm feeling this deeply, that I really feel like the energy is there, and that I think it's there for the connecting with for everybody. So if you're feeling the call a little bit for better self-care, maybe if you take the time to listen, maybe the connection today or tomorrow or soon while the energy is there will actually come to your heart and your body, and you're going to make a decision too of saying, whoa, this is nonsense. I have custody of me and I need to take care of me. So I just invite you to look for that energy. It's out there right now. And I'm connecting to it, and I feel like it's really going to change something. It is already. It's been 5 days now since that decision, and I still feel it. Not that I'm successful all day long. I still get worked up with my head with all the things I have to do, and it's like this. But there's a louder, louder, louder presence in there that's saying, "Whoa, Annie, you don't need to do it like this. Just care for yourself." So carry this message with you today. I'll talk to you soon. Love you. Bye. Oops.